Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is the one, the only, the Azothan, and we're back with more Azeroth Wars League action brought to you. And please, ladies and gentlemen, go give him a big round of support on diplomunir.com. Mopey Eco 200Y. He's done an amazing job organizing all of this and just, in general, just being an awesome guy. And while I'm talking, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that everything's... I want it all on high. I want it all super nice. There we go. That's much better. What do you do? Actually, I think we could go even better. I think we could, but we're gonna leave it at this for now because it's a decent, it's actually pretty, yeah, okay, I like this. Gives us an idea of what's going on, doesn't feel too crystal clear. It may give us a better frame rate, and hopefully it'll hold at that awful 30 we're used to. So today we have 3 Fast 1 Furious versus daily players, and my phone is going. Oh, I am so professional. All right, let's turn off that fog of war for now until Mopey allies everybody and gets it all going. And on the Undead side, it's going to be an Alliance versus Scourge / Burning Legion. Unlimited King playing as the Burning Legion. Rider of Shadow controlling the Scourge. Krispy Kreme crew controlling Lordaeron. Remar is going to be controlling Dalaran, and Supgoat as the Elves will quell the loss. Let's go ahead and see how this goes. All right, everyone paused. I can probably do this now. All right. This is going to be annoying because down here we have Talon as Teal, and we're going to be getting attack warnings because he's doing stuff. So that's going to be a little distracting, but hopefully not too bad. We can see it would appear that purple, orange, and green are going to be trying to make up for their mistake last time where they allowed their enemies to have too much time. They allowed them to get Death Knights and Frostworms and Anti-Magic Shield. It was just too much. It was awful. We can see everyone's dying right now. All the heroes on the map being killed off so that none of the experience is being stolen. Because even from far across the map, your hero's getting a little bit of experience while combat's going on.
Our allies' hero has been slain.
Yeah, you have to kill the heroes. Yes.
Sounds
like, but I like my heroes. I'm gonna go creep.
Our allies' hero has been slain.
Okay, well, we'll ignore that for now. Why are we on Talon? I want to be on Mopey because he's got an image of what's going on now. Extremely fast creeping, as always, from Red. He's using immediate summons from the Frozen Throne to take out many of these units, because why not? You're not going to spend any of this mana for a long time unless you're getting assaulted. You might as well be resurrecting ghouls in the base and using them to creep ahead of time, sparing yourself any deaths that you might have experienced from your units. And that means that when you do a Doom Drop later on, yes, right, you do a Doom Drop, baby. Drop it. You're going to have a much stronger force overall. The hero's being killed off yet? Okay, good. Yep. I don't know what was going on. It was just having a little heart attack. Alright, what do they want? We see red and blue already starting to mess up. It looks like they're going for a very caster-heavy strategy. Warlocks already have their +1 adept training. That means they have Flame Shield and Shadow Bolt. Good hero aims, good AoE damage on the back lines, and, oh, we're already... Are we? No, I would have sworn I saw a Necromancer there that he had +1 initiates. He knew what he was doing, son. He was one of the best. You should have seen when he was in Necromancer school. He would resurrect dead bodies, and he would make colorful little, you know, he'd combine them into interesting shapes, and all of his teachers were like, what are you doing? And then much later on, they just stole his idea to make abominations, and he got no credit for it. Now he's just, you know, a frontline worker, 8 hours a day, minimum wage. Meanwhile, those guys are making bank off his idea. Ugh. Rider of Shadow has always shown a preference for combat attack upgrades rather than anything else in his undead army because you can just mass. And the more units you have attacking, why not? It's a very easily massable army on top of skeletons and stuff like that. You just have so much damage. And quite often you do have basic regeneration in the forms of obsidian statues and auras. Death Knight auras certainly with their unholy aura. And meanwhile, Kel'Thuzad will take care of all your units in the back and their mana. Purple, making the push for blue's base. Orange. Well, he's creeping. This is an odd choice. Oh, okay, it's just Mopey getting his units the hell out of dodge. Okay, there's Orange. You're going to see Remar heading over here to the hinterlands. He's going to try to kill off the trolls. Problem is, I feel like they're not ready. Green's killing off some units on his way there, but let's see where he's at. He's sitting on 500 gold. 500 gold. 500 gold. Sylvanas has not moved. It looks like he's loath to lose her at the moment. But that money should be going into getting Magus out right this very second. And he's... Okay, he spent some of it. That probably means there the Magus queued up on 1, 2... 2 of his... I believe they're a total of 5 from now on. Because there's 1, 2 Arcane Sanctums, 3, ha 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 ha, 4, ha ha ha. Actually, there's only 4. Okay, I take it all back. But still, he's only using 2 of his Sanctums. Seems like a bit of a waste of time. He could get them out much quicker into the front lines. Blue and red not. They don't give a damn. They don't give a darn about losing the Alterac Mountains. They're just massing up. Look at this caster nonsense we're seeing. And is red going to upgrade these Necromancers anyway? No, just deciding to leave them at their base amount. 1 round of summons is apparently all he believes he needs. And if he's right, I'm going to feel very good about this. This was something I spotted, and I don't know how I feel about it. These ships should be destroying this. They should be killing off all these units, because blue and red have a very small... I mean, honestly, they have a very small navy to start with. And the North Alliance has an awesome one. I mean, 1, 2... There's 2 frigates there. I know for a fact he has 1 battleship. Am I being proven wrong right now? Screen all sneak. Okay, what I'm saying is that basically they have a much stronger navy, and if they just took this out, that gets rid of the problem of Doom Drops. Now, admittedly, there's the issue of Saffron and stuff like that, but if Green were to send some Dragonhawks over, I do understand that you don't want to split your money too much. It's a tough call. What do you want to do? And he's already got... Rider of Shadow is just infamous for his use of Frostworms. They slow you down, they do a lot of damage. Saffron soaks up so much damage, does Chaos Piercing. It's going to be rough, and they're taking the long way around. They got the ticket for the long way around. Nobody's attacking yet, and they're just letting blue and red get what they want instead of attack. I mean, that's like 3 whole control groups he's just throwing in transport ships instead of bringing them over here, and they're just going to sit uselessly, whereas they could have been used for flanks or stuff like that. I mean, there are interesting strategies you can use. This is an often underutilized area. You can build a shipyard here and just really annoy the hell out of people. But you can't actually go down here and do anything, so it's kind of useless. But ballistas, along with something to spot right there, can take out Temples of the Damned, Slaughterhouse, and any units that are coming out of Skullmancer may be bunched around that. But I think we're going to see a problem here because they've let them get up all their Dreadlords. They've let them get up all the catapults, meat wagons, caster upgrades, Banshee. Ooh, Banshees. We see Magic Shield go down, that's pretty much it. And they're like, hey guys, they're ready, let's go. Really, Silverhand Paladin's not necessarily the best thing early on. If you have Green's Chain Heals, your frontline Silverhand Squires can do plenty of damage. Alright, Orange is reinforcing with Dalaran Towers. Does have the upgrade to spot invisible units, so he will be spotting those Dreadlords should they wander too close. Purge is going off on the Abominations. Interesting choice. He's going to catch maybe 1 or 2, but as soon as he wanders into the... Yeah, get out of there. That's a lot of casters, that's a lot of spells. You can't handle it. The Peasants decided to get in on the fight. And a single... I think that was an Elven Warrior, but really it doesn't matter. He's dead. Flame Shield's still sitting on these units doing some lingering damage along with the poison. Luckily, the Northern Alliance does control the Fountain of Hell. Now, positioning a bunch of Ballista here as well is wonderful because they will do all kinds of splash damage, and they will have just almost an unlimited time to do so as the Undead are trying to push around. You can really target down their caster lines and stuff like that. And they're wisely saying, please be very careful of Flame Shield. It's a killer. Alright. Red, blue. Let's see what you go. And purple's sitting over here again with a lot of his allies' help. Alliance frigates sitting there not doing... they're not involved! Meanwhile, red's got a doom drop waiting. Blue, you prepping up over here too? My guess is you probably are, you silly goose. He's only got 1 building, but he does have... Is there a single acolyte in there? There is an acolyte, so he can start building units and reproducing on the front lines. A wise choice. Now, purple's gone for clerics, upgraded to level 2 master. That means they can do a damage heal over time, along with locking down large units such as the Abomination. However, red not showing too much, but we're seeing a nice mix. I mean, sure, there's about 8 Abominations in this army, but really we're seeing mostly casters, destroyers ready to suck up any mana summoned units, obsidian destroyers there for health and mana regen, the auras, the death knights. Death knights are really going to be tanking that. Oh. Sup, goat. Just not using Sylvanas at all. Alright, and they've broken through the trees, and this allows red and blue to put on some pressure down here, steal control points from orange, and force his hand in doing so. If Jailer Kassan... Why does he have C? Oh, okay, he's going to send him around and regrow the trees. That's actually not a bad idea. Very smooth move. They'll be able to break him down very quickly. That's a lot of meat. Yeah, guys, I don't know what you do. Each one is doing 71 to 88, and I think red has 3 upgrades on his... No, 2 upgrades on his tech. So they're doing even more, but we can't see it because ghouls... Drop the ghoul, drop the base. They're going to drop all those ghouls. They're going to summon an unstoppable wave of skeletons. Demon up. They've got level 2 mastery, so now they can summon a Felguard. Oh, Jailer Kassan! No! Put on some pressure! Purple, distract them. You know his heroes are out of position. Come on. What are you doing, kid? Get out of there. He's not going to let him go around. I don't know why he's trying. Oh, he's going to get mana drained. But he does use that. He blocks the heroes out, but a quick hit from Blue's catapult should be no problem at all. They'll have it done. Yep. Already they're destroying it. Now Purple, oh, they've wasted their chance. Look, these heroes are completely out there. That should have been when they pushed. I mean, that could have been what they used. And there's the lockdowns on the Abominations coming out of the Clerics. No damage upgrades from any of our North Alliance players. And I'm not seeing... Oh, Jesus, lads. Trying to get... Nope, nothing. It's just... Wow, let's go ahead and slow this one down because this is a bit crazy right now. Dreadlords in the back throwing out Carrion Swarms. These... Oh, actually, Dragonhawk Riders... Relatively useless right now. They're not going to be able to do very much. They can harass, certainly, but their armor type means they're going to die very quickly, and they don't have the health that they need to stay alive. Meanwhile, their real true calling, locking down all these units and being awesome, has been lost to them. And a giant fleet of units that could have been contributing sit idle. North Alliance chain heals all over the place. Paladins trying to hold the lines, but a spam of bolts from red and blue mean that they're going to fall. We do hear a Dreadlord go down, but nothing important as of yet. They should see that their allies' heroes have died if that happens. Oh! Alright, more Death Knights coming out right now, trying to tank as best they can. Magic Shield coming up. That means when Jaina starts casting Blizzard, it's going to be absolutely useless. And, of course, they can no longer root those Abominations or Death Knights in place, meaning... Oh god, look at this, and all these casters right now, this perfect positioning on these meat wagons from red and blue. Look at them just raining down the death and destruction, and they can't afford that. Units are blowing up one by one. Carrion Swarm on top. This is the worst place to engage. I can't believe it. And the Alliance forced into retreat. Flame Shields, meat wagons, summons, Carrion Swarms, death coils, mana burns, and all the while, tons of units that could have flanked or contributed to that fight, or even made the fight so they pushed it early on before they had that magic combination that you just can't fight. And there's red landing right next to Capital City. As you can see, purple killed most of these buildings to just go ahead and get rid of the zombies early on so he wouldn't have to deal with them at a later date. Remar blocking this off with Summon Rocks, trying to break up the cohesion of that force. And if we could get a nice blizzard in this area, there we go. That's going to do some serious damage. You can already see those anti-magic shields not working. Blue forced to retreat. His units are under attack, and unfortunately, red doesn't. He's fine. I mean, his force is attacking, and meanwhile, purple has this nice group of like 4 full transport ships and a giant navy. And oh, blue still hasn't landed. I think that may spell the end for this, but he is locking down the Frost Realms, trying to do as much damage as he can. Clerics are going to die very quickly because their armor type means they're extremely weak against the Abominations. Normal armor versus normal attack. Oh, 36 to 60. Oh my god, and there we go. Red and blue do manage to break this choke point. And speeding it up just a little bit. Purple getting a surround on a few units, but he just doesn't... Oh, no. Oh, there's a nice stun from a Nubrak there, dropping it down. But it could get Holy Lighted to death, just a couple more hits. We'll see if he decides to leave him there on the front line. Very tanky unit, level 7 already. And Arthas is only level 4. Arthas is getting aimed down. Oh, no. Arthas Manathill is dead as balls. And, of course, orange wasn't there, so those Paladins aren't regenerating mana enough quickly enough to heal those units reliably. That also goes for the High Elven Magus, because I don't think Green's hero's still alive. Nope, he's just dead. So what I said still pertains, but perhaps I should have waited just a few seconds. All right, all these High Elven Magus, some on very low health, are going to try to run away, or they could choose to try to keep these Paladins alive, but I don't think this is going to go well at all. We're seeing, once again, Rider of Shadow. God, if you just let him get upgrades and a whole army and casters and anti-magic shield and summons and cripples and firebolts and flame shields and 12 meat wagons. Meanwhile, the North Alliance. Oh, now's probably a good time to counterattack. I'm being very harsh on the North Alliance because they've already seen Rider of Shadow's techniques before. There's no reason for them to think that it was okay to let them get up to that tech level. You need to put on the pressure early, and you need to deny him all those utility units that he's basically building up. The auras, the heroes, the casters, the flying units, the meat wagons. Those take time. Then upgrades too. I mean, look, Red's sitting at pretty damn good upgrades. 3-0. He has 3 attack. Capital Palace is going to go down, even though the healing is trying to keep the peasants alive. I don't think he's going to be able to heal very long. Yeah, oh, maybe if you did that at, like, really early on. Actually, it's probably not a bad idea. If Green were to shut down that, bring over Dragonhawks, catch the flying units out of position along with his Navy attack, they could kill them off very easily. Meanwhile, Orange and Purple put on early game pressure with their very early starting units and don't allow the Undead and Demons to get up to that tech level that they were looking for. Because once they're there, you can't stop it unless you have equal upgrades. I gotta say, they have I mean, people complain about the North Alliance with healing shields and chain heals and divine shield on their hero groups and mana regen and blizzards and stuns, mana drains, holy lights, the AoE they can bring to the fore. It's a little silly, but we're seeing, of course, Evil has its own batch of nonsense to bring to the table. Purple's going to get some control points here, but Red's not an idiot. He has plenty of abominations here, summoning up those undead units as well from the throne. There we go, and he'll just keep sending them over. He's not going to let Purple get away with this. They wasted so much money on this counterattack that just was it wasn't launched early enough to make any kind of a difference. Alright, let's keep an eye on Sylvanas. Well, Purple's going to try to rebuild and defend over here, but yeah, he doesn't have anything, and he's being chased around the map now by this. Orange actually has units here taking out Blue's base. Remar, good job. He took Drac there and keep. What you doing there, Sylvanas? You building up a small army of worthless units? Just basic attack and range? That's fine. I'm sure you'll do well. But it's good that he's staying in the fight, trying to harass trying to keep the attention of his enemies. Now, at the same time we're doing this, Orange has been over here slaughtering all the reinforcements coming out of Scholomance. Too bad these reinforcing units from Purple were sent too late. There was actually a battle here that happened, but only about half of them engaged, and that's going to mean that they didn't actually kill off this force. But look at the number of corpses sitting here. Just this small hero group was enough to wipe out so much money. It must have been nearly 500 gold worth of Crypt Fiends and other units that got spammed. Maybe around 300. It's not that many. But Remar knows he's in trouble, so he teleports out. Meanwhile, Blue's going to go for Tyr's Hand, and there's nothing defending it, although you could use summoned units. Purple pushed back into a corner right here at Stratholme Castle. Crypt Fiend's blocking the bridge, and Purple doesn't have enough of a navy. He knows that if he were to hop in a boat right now, they would be happy to sacrifice all these units to kill off his hero group, and he's going to go for the run. He's going to hope, oh, he only has a hero group here, right? So I'll just run by, I'll join up with Green, and Kel'Thuzad has a moment of panic. He's like, oh, I'm surrounded by a lot of paladins. This is very uncomfortable. And Crypt Fiends are actually blocking the bridge. Krispy Kreme Crew's going to lose all of his units. Sylvanas. Where's Sylvanas? Sup, goat? How you? Oh no. Oh, I think she's in a control group that was sent. She's targeted along with this thing. She's just gonna wander right in. Oh, okay. She's gonna make friends. I'm sure. Green's pinging it. Green, why don't you move it? Okay. Well, he pinged it, and then he didn't do anything about it. That's weird. Oh, his units are trapped. Yeah, he didn't land him on the right spot. Oh man, and as you can see, the counterattack up here in Northrend has been solidly defeated. Mopey, what's your L5C? Okay, C's a bastard. And I gotta say, I think that's the end of the game for our North Alliance players once again. Rider of Shadow proving that you can't let him tech. Early game aggression seems to be the only way to really do any damage against him. He knows the game so well, in and out. He knows what he needs, the tools that can be utilized. And Varrock Surfang's like, I just woke up, and it looks like things are just going to hell. Wow! Remar, we always see the oranges attacking from behind and trying their best. He's going to build a barracks right here, and he's got 400 gold. Green's base is not destroyed yet. Let's see what the defenses here look like. I think he could probably take this. That's at a nice angle on that blizzard there. He's gonna have a nice time. Nothing. Oh, he's gonna try to save the Froststorm, or he's gonna back it up so it's not taking damage. And Okay, either way, it's really nice. I'm liking this move. Unfortunately, he blizzarded a few of his own units for far too long. Might get to lock down that Death Knight, or the Death Knight will just run away. Yeah, he's not going to lose a Death Knight for free. Yeah, that's annoying. See, this is why, if you're an observer, you don't screw around. You don't go attacking things and getting in fights, because it messes up with the pinging and telling us who's being attacked and what's going on. And there's red with a strong air force, and I think purple's still in Skullman's trying to do his best to take it out, and he's gonna do it, but oh my gosh. Oh my god, and here we see just a few zombies being sent to green, possibly feeding King Anasterian, but he does have his Magus back up, and they're gonna be able to chain heal. Or they'll just let units continue to die. That is also a viable strategy. Elven Warrior. And Red's just buying time. He's like, hold on. He'll bring his hero group around. Remar's up back. No, he can teleport out, I think. Unless there's so many units here that his heroes get left out for some unknown glitchy reason. He's trying to take it out. Trying to damage, but it's so much Frost Breath. Oh, oh, and the stun. This is terrible. He needs to teleport right now. All the Proudmoors are going to die. And there's a teleport from Jaina. Did she get locked down? I think she got locked down and killed. Ooh. All of Remar's army wiped out so quickly. Frostworm's strength is just... Yep. Yep, there it goes. Krispy Kreme Crew, Subcoat, and Remar, unfortunately, getting wiped out by an amazing play from the Legion again. That's a good point, Subcoat. You do want to practice. You need practice as a team. Yeah, Airy Peak being very annoying, hitting reinforcements and just causing problems. Well, it's Talon. He gets bored and he does things without thinking. Even getting upgrades because, yeah, I need upgrades. Alright, well, there we go, guys. It's a Legion victory once again, and daily players will advance to the finals. We'll see the next game of the semifinals and see who's going to win and who will be facing the daily players at the very end. Thank you for joining me. This has been the one, the only, the Azothan. I hope you guys have enjoyed Azeroth Wars League episode, I want to say 7 this is now. We'll be going into 8, and then the finale is going to be a best of 3 fight between whoever's in there. See you guys soon. Thanks for joining me. Bye!